incentives will be provided. And it's will be our manufacturing say be our nsuo no 133 next 133 na woman say batch ba ko beko e be 8 hours, another one beko 8 hours, another one beko 8 hours. Wo be pene so no aban be so wasene they be provide security, they be provide nyema bebre na no de ye kan kora no omkra se me fa ne say e bi apese anadwo okoto ade o kantamanto ya de ni dodo no asuo ye say me kwai no obi kwagimi sika kwagimi bag na me ndai ye be provide security, ye be for security for bebre police for na de no mu police ho nim ne ade a na wakoto wa ade na wa ba fie bibia boko
24-hour economy no em say in the doso business a demand and supply. So before say me imagine say Kwame the manufacture be Saudi and there should be a demand. Send you buy a Ghana for betia shini. Okase ebire bia HMU domestic airline business and companies did try be initially, but now there was no market for it in Iguye. Okay.
Pa.
Yes, because now even though Ghana for Kumasi for only be a bank cry, and then cry for no super Kumasi, but ebia Sabreno na Sika Airlines na AGNO omuntu minya den afford it. There was no market for domestic airline business, even though na Kumasi airport wo. Airlines ni bi ba try it, and na ye den e collapse here. Business biara no or the demand and supply in the year juma. And found incentive or the bemano. Sabi ononso ne hubekum. We say it be a old man a subsidy, but onona 80 workers can be between workers neka. It be a electricity ubetriabi. Nenso ononso subede ebetriabi. Be a 1 man incentives ni you know. All can see any not adiano tela or boka because there's no demand for it. So what I say, ain't a incentive what the money in the and money business no any day so and ne Kwame uko abroche for instance shops ni be exclusive or move it to online. So it's very soon there will be no demand, for instance, for shops on the high street. So over to me, I'm a landlord incentive be our pay. Say you shop on the high street. But because there's no demand for shops on the high street in Kwame, we incentive me landlord or bedding or the boka.
Because say Krano. Like me call abroche na me to ade bebre me order no me dey bring feel I don't need to go there.
There will be no demand for shops on the high street. Invariably so do sika kushemu abeboka ja buy bet me amount all the incentives in the world, it will still not be attractive to you as a businessman. That's what I say. And the children will say I buy bet to be the 24-hour policy aba, but businessman no any attractive to him into 1 year then unsubscribe to it. So as I say, into 24-hour economy no, and yet economic solution. And no, and you say what said that SCC amemu na amemu no air cost no na ehun sunsanso and then say no kanino na ebia me ye ensuo ebia $10. But economy no air cost and demand either a cost and say no make me get $20 I better. It make as a businessman no says and I'm saying me pen fast no me get $20. $20 now SSME no this not the pound 5 and was say me pound 1 o'clock and I say me pound 5 day next day. So what I say is government incentive driven. But what I say,
Me too.
24-hour economy there, and yet economic solution. It is rather an outcome of a good economic management policy. So, it's a year on Manpenijo Mahama, on to me and for policies are what they baba solve the baby economic challenges are you me, so far, baby, only power to meet these policies are what they solve the economic challenges now, Bano. A year on Manpeni, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, and only say, procurement or specify your procurement laws so that we'll make the right procurement choices and make sure say bibi a year to be an you better Africana haji be day bibi a buy el to be an or better Africana just say ebia ebini Ghana ha and no a wunsun transfer they say a wunsun transfer they say a buy sick a botia your friend a budget you know you fakesi na you be di kuruma see na se who did the Krumah say so at the end of the sika security in the system. Sika security in the system, no. Near Sabi, who to me no de koto bank. Bank and so the Kwame Krumah Tikese this year. No, the Kwame Krumah Tikese here. Kwame Krumah so the Akye Juma. And the Afenipa Amoma Juma ama unemployment, no, apart from. It is a say 3 months to elections, this is our economic policy. That's what I say. And they best solve the present economic crisis. And for me, it is fantastic because Kwame, a brutal baby, a baby, economic challenges more. We use the budget, no, and the procurement choices, and what the solve the problem, no. In Russia, America, so more economic problem more. I would say, yet the pump it be a 1 trillion cedis into the construction industry. And yes, I know. Britain, baby, for me, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia and budget, and manifesto launch, the programs and policies, for me, a direct response to our present challenges. Solve the economic problems, it will reduce unemployment. Kwame, and Ghana so afan into my petra. Nipana yet 3 months to elections. Kwame, now Obi do a my action in some bredu. Stepping in or running it down. Oh, got 3 months to elections. It doesn't even have a plan. Kwame,
I'm manifesto on the lunch, and I think in the coming weeks, yeah.
Kwame, what film watching? No, what brain, no, Sebi. Or be contested. Kwame, you know, said the business of running a country when you say you sit here with all about me, the heavy friends in the busy schedule. No, Kwame, with me, I draw manifesto. I shall quite over fast or what the people may. Kwame, MPP party, no, I remember I no, the woman says Sebia, yes, young Quasia. Ama nneɛma atɔ apekakra nanso ade a Ghana ni bia ntumi ɛnka ɛne sɛ yɛbaa yɛ manifesto promises yɛ ani so sɔte asɛ Kwame Nana Addo ka so bɛyɛ free SHS odi so ɔka so bɛyɛ planting for food and drugs odi so ɔka so bɛyɛ 1 district 1 factory odi so ɛkyerɛ wo sɛ ɛyɛ party a ɛdi manifesto promises so yɛne NDC foɔ no yɛyɛ manifesto promises so ɔmo need manifesto promises so Kwame bere bi atwa mu ɔmo kan sɛ ɔmo bɛyɛ 1-time premium for NHIS atwa ɔmo di so ɔmo ani so sɔte asɛ ebe bi atwa mu ɔmo hyɛ bɔ sɛ yɛ oil a friend say resources and natural resources in Western region ɔmo bɛma ɔmo 10% of the revenue no Kwame ɔmo anfa nkosi hwee yɛn MPP for your manifesto promises yet so it is here yet the manifesto about out I can say saying the bear Kwame a yam pass hardly a bear who soon sounds one saying and who soon sounds when you Mosume your couple may 9 and some year to about the main opposition are what if we say shadow and yet are busy as the what we for manifesto my policies, major flagship policies are down soon in ara. Kwame Sebi than in 19. Was young for Ghana and Sambao, Nina and Kemfuano, who will be a 2 times as president. Nina Ukumseno. Now sending manifesto. I mean, when you're ready, so be booming. Serious.
Okay, and your law, now I say, Namin Senyam Panson Famao.
I'm a dash media, Yankupu in Shroud. Na Unshra Ghana Mayara, Unshra Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, Unshra the teacher, the Dr. Matthew Boku Prempe.
Yeah, that's a pa. Papa, and then Kasa, lawyer, Bafo Ewa. Now, we're a private legal practitioner, said the medical canon. Now, we're a parliamentary candidate for Menchia South. Baby, and not you run a poem. And I say, well, no, or may you know, say, Ojina Ede Amawomo. You know, I think okay, 101.7. So, young quite enough. You're the chairman general of the new of the NDC. Yeah, Yewra Johnson. I said, Nketia, chairman general of the NDC. Memoachi.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to say,
but I'm in Pomoya.
Enra, MB before I call lunch or manifesto. Mudi ano so say yes say bosum ye wie na dabre mo bosum be lanche na otibi tie o mudi ani bi
etie pa
na emudi ehin na wo ne ye beche
oh asem tin o mo kan enu nyina no de ekokosia to nim se kwantintin bia ko wie obi abobo ano
aha
Bekosia ni se eboshe na wo hye na obi a wo hye bo a wudi so a amanfo hunu se wo ka nokore no da wo be hye bo foforo a eje se obi a be expect se wo de be ya adwuma na obi a Ghana man no nyina hunu se wo hye a wo nye ye pe obi a Okan Seboa Oniso Ewo Ghana ya manyo semo. Ano ni Dr. Baumia. Enti wa hye Bobi bebrebe agu ho wanti me ani so.
Ebi ni de hin.
Na wasan asori aka se Dr. Mahmoud Baumia first eya o mu kan ye. Eni se wo mu baba mu a so sin kwaye fa so contract abai enyuma de ma private yi omuka no wo de ko he omu manifesto sunu printing bibi a omuka se ombe bia omu ba aye web enunti ye ka se ye jai discussion we e de akofocus on Dr. Baumia nsem a oka emmamu a emse na ye we see a time because eno de ye accepted say oye ubi a onka nokore na me point ni say utu aba ma the leader you can trust if you say promises ya ode ma social contract no nya dia ye ka ho asem nyina ni say uji no di say de waka no obeye ana ni answer ye no enti wadi kan ka bia anya we ahunu say one say ye no we say ma me san meka bi nto aso
ya ni mu nkrofo no
oti abai mu sesi a niema o ka se ubeye nyina no wo ho akwanya se wo ye no sesi a una ye chairman of economic management team una o ka se ube arrest dollar una o ka se ube manage economy no ami akọ yanim wa be manage am tiengo chini afa bibia sei ya bedika yentiminti aniguasi aka yen yi kakra omudi tu omo ho sase economy stabilize no enu ani se mo akosere se ye ka ye de no yenye sikantia no sesi anti antwenko yanim enna ensi hu a esese uti akora wuntiminti a ye burugu ho enu nti se enu skaka kraba obotomu a na no bo say my yeskani enu ti no niema a ekoso no nyina say ya we say ya reducing inflation economic challenges ya manager do say why the creative challenges no in the first place una creative enu ti no na me de ekoso no nyina no that's why one trick is no one nyaye
and trick is bay
and trick is no me say the timing of some manifesto launching a collusion with electoral commission say no dey niema SSC e kan ho asem e fa ya battle hu say e be e dia sunje beba no na ya jai ho asem e kodi concert semuachi
oh na ai chairman
manifesto say masa anibira asem na Ghana fo ye gina no
chairman na o ko say a concert
na enye concert obi abegina ho say one more create 21 million jobs na Baumia so abeka say odon so create the same country no odon so say ya create say or say you can say you bema one teacher one laptop you bema we yeah why you think then a man for about to go and you want na omu kan sem bi say omu susu say be Ghana for that be ya gini nyajuma ya gini susa na po kasa no o say one teacher one laptop oka so obeye no ye guju aye ugu he fato na wo ye kasa mai unye da be na ni ochana nema mukika no nyina kwese yakọ chicha ntro dia twatwa na enye wo mo agenda ni se Ghana fo beji wo mo adi se de wo mo aka no wo beyo wo mo agenda ni se ene ade a esi ani so anka se ne ye kan ho atem den ene se ochina ye voter registration voter register exhibition exercise Adia edikai and say political parties no nyina no one benya copy of the voters register na china yatimi de akohia adwuma na ase na say the money bi wo ho a obi afa kwati kwan so akire de abehye register no mu a every ochire ko na say yatimi pa ho ntoma ne oyi free mu but the amai jina see abeka kire mo say
up to now mon sanka
register no kura ya so kire ne ya start Wakofa sabi manifesto ntamuna ba begu ho se Ghana fo
na ai me ba cho me bo
enye nokro se atinye no ana beba
chairman
o mu kan de enye nokro obi be so ye nyina ya dwen be ko se ha wo ma di tro enye nokro ha wo ma di tro enye nokro
chairman
ye ni bebe ho so ye see ya exhibit register no wie edi e wo ma akotwira begu mu no nyina abe part of the system
chairman baby question is say where they say amanyoko na launch wo manifesto and electoral commission so ye na adwuma na ka we say we
amanyoko and people no different for electoral commission
ai
then different
so electoral commission on the about training
na so apia hene onya kwanya nka manifesto debate o bakwa akotra radio station ya debate bi they all be about one so no onu ye different for MPP and your collusion Tade mai ena japade document ni mai nyina wom. Kwaya mfasu koludu with electoral commission. Mfasu koludu with court ni ade. Emma nipa wo mo pese aban wo ni ebechusu no. Enti mimbam na wo mo be central konya so. Ni nyina ye ade a wo mo akire ho ni ma nyina gu ho a ye nyina ye nimsem. Enu nti me papa say me papa kokwasi edu dabia o ka say da ko tu say nipa bi su say ade ayemi a wo mo bi afabo ano na san tra ho na o ko tu say obi su say me abiemu na che say esese o twam ko ebi atunu na wansu anyansa Enunti Ghana for said the apie eya japade document ni wo mo adwemmoni a wo mo ahihye se yedi be chichire o man yensa gu yachi na aban a yepe yentimi nkoyi wo mo be chichire o man no ajapade ne enema nyina na de wo mo pe wo mo de ebeye tenonkofo no se ya nhwa nka ho asem ne san transi na o mu di akire de intrekesi ya o my Ghana ye ni future and ntina mani abrepa because and main necessary nka Ghana nyina timi sori gina ne ka se electoral commission ofre political parties no a yekohia ye no wa wunkontabuo mu kura names ya wa twere beti na wuntimi hu ne dodo a political parties ya challenge you wa say ube free meeting na wa mo ne wo IT4 asia ni ahwe ba bia problem no wo beti ne wuntimi mfa register no a wo si wo ko exhibit obi amehwe ne din no na political parties mfa agency nkotra ho check say obi antwere bi megumu so be kai say wo mo mfidi a yede register wo mo afa bi akosi a NDC fu aka ho asem ase wo mo di akosi se wo mo di twere din no bi di abegum
ba se wo mo kan se ayira
wo asem a besi nei register no ye ngunu ya sa mfidie no ye ngunu ba bi ewo nipa mo se ya se obi ye ben ye ngunu ba bi a enu akwa akosi enna mwako di register aba enna figures ekuta mo no ye different from the ekuta gain NDC4 ya bisa mo kwashi monti na nyi ano ene say mumye ehunu register no dodo obesi na obi anim Ghana for dodo a ya register o mo se o mo ba beto aba
ebepim ne wa mo nkan wo mo nkyere enu ti se si a o kyere exhibition ya o ti ye exhibit obi a me he ni din ni ade nipa a wa kyere no kwati kwansu dia kogumu no se si aso no wo betimi wa ya kwanya se obi tifi a obetimi a cheke enti o cheke ne ama cho cheke se Togofo no akɔtwere omo na Burkinafo no akɔtwere omo agum na nipa no de the say ne mobile phone the check here tena what me import to abese register no everything that bia me can say please cancel when cancel near manua etimi say your election no eno na e koso feel yeka munfa manuntum na munka bi muaye na electoral commission no nya de etene if you say democracy ne fakem ene say amanfo no edi wo mo pe ebe pa wo mo aban no obedi wo mo so enunti manifesto samni ne manema ekoso nyina say akwanya ni ho say Ghana fo betimi atusu aban a wo mo pa manifesto samni ne ma ye kan nyina ehu ni mfaso because Obeka Frisura besi from near the Nipano, one more pair, one person be two or more by. They're done in Quanta, manifesto no home for say. A home for say. And they say, oh, promise, say, Montomamia, Meba may A, B, C, D. My dear to the way they in Papa, or no, Metro Amano. Yena ya to obi akodane no said the won pen no ono ne de na besi akonya so na manifesto a atwira ya je tum no e ko hefa enunti me de me kai Ghana fo na ma kai electoral commission fo eni wo mo a da wo mo nam se yenje ye peace pact yen sign peace agreement yenye se no ni ana edi oye ne ba wa bato mu no eno na e ko si na no me kan ba ko 10,000 ye fa wo mo Munka waka mun stopo ya obi amfa krata bi amra me office say me e bi nkati aminsan edna de ti obi voters register ye behwe so ni ato aba no eno ho adwuma na ye ya electoral commission besi ne
Woman Timmy or China near exhibition, woman Timmy farmer tray. Woman now so die a bear filing of nomination. Register near ready, a dear no filing nomination. A quite for say 2020, one more filing nomination, and then register behind ready. I make a once and when electoral commission for the same did you a month and the bed. Move the cozy.
Now,
repeating the same thing.
Baba Nansa Moko IPAC.
A woman to the platforms to say there are several ways of winning elections. There are several ways of Obia Beka said there are several ways of winning elections. They are from four because quite a fast winning election back. 1,000 now who can, and 100 now who can, 99 union money with this back up and say a man for pair, one more per se, yadi abai, esisoma, abaya mo pebesiso. Na ya betre ya dwen, na adwen no, ya boaboa no, na ya betre se, we na Ghana for pe. Every annuity, obi number be say, acquire 99 other routes to her, 99 nina, your chrono routes. Ebina, Eshasian. And until manifesto, any concert, ya Mukoya no war, a Takradina, the Adinano. Say, wow, but support two or more. Wow, support two or more. Some of the judge in jail or medium. Again, no so election, no so fapping. Any register, no. Yabaya word you may. And Timoma Casabe, you know, or Timarie, Yaregi election, no. And ultimately, Mr. Ghana Babubia. But don't focus on this concept. Let us all stand up and call the electoral commission to deliver the voters' register to us before the exhibition exercise.
Chama General
or China exercise, you know.
Chama General. Who say Enchamuba lunch mudie? The more lunch mudia na se bia another child might be because mudia no so your concert. I was amwa.
Oh, no, me my general. Na say o man can dey church. Me my general. So mo say Ade because me dey meaning say you are grow bi mo unko gina kroti ankasa aka menyom baako. E na de wo mo ye no so no. Me ti akonya no so meaning nyansa we say me dey be ya adwuma na mo ho atomo. Na mom menya no ne monto mame me monto mame na me san be transfer. Ena me ya ma obi so ne ma ti wanim yibi ma me wo se me ma so ame wo so ame wie na me kwa na ma me de mensa ato ma pampa mo yi ba ko ama wan ne ka sa se wo se kire na ma wo mo ka se wo mo be ye porto a wo mo eka se porto ne ma bo edin wo ho ye be ye no se e be bia fu a che Togo ni ade no mo ba ye na Ghana ni Togo e ho porto asem ti sei na then say here abo su nu nyina ye empty now ya de ne ma no ko Togo ni Abidjan wa no wa create na ta ka se ma create ntino to ma me na me nsan so ovu what is that we be that na po a wo ye the say minister for energy na dum so aba ye bisawo timetable and now to a yampia and my Ghana for what could you platform to say Sonia by doing so be a mine. I never will be cast away a concert. I think you intimate. The best here,
Anna, Mammy Bo. Oh, okay. Last one. Says a Monsan can't, Arbor number.
Yes, the colon electoral commission say exercise no one postpone now we making sure say parties no yensa can register no because no near big so I exhibition no and you my register now see am quiet exhibition who quiet time to do house in my area meanwhile what it was flying and we are calling on the electoral commission to bring the register. Na ye nyina fire ni akire edia ewo mu a se obi na afa kwati kwan so de abeka ho no ye nyim firi mu ansa na abato na abaso eno na de peaceful elections beba.
Okay, medasi anopai
yes medasi
yes medasi Owura Johnson Esedun Ketia Obonumra ne say most chairman general were national chairman Edema NDC Amanyoko ne no atwetwe nkomo K 101.7 so ni pa chaw 15 years ni quick credit o ma mobusia na insihoni ye kakra bi wudidi dwa ekoyie bibia ye kama pa mfie be dunum ni say quick credit for yedin na sanse ya tra ya kwaba mu ye freyen bills microcredit na ye trusted partner in microfinance lending bills say bra baby kanena quick credit for no why ye ne anu ya sedin bra ne ma abosia interest no aye kakra bi na ye de ama ho so aharo na de ye kan ye sa trem emre no a ye de be ma de atua no ye trem tenten no atua no kakra enti ye gwaso a wo se ye be som wo ni asom Ghana-fo ni asesam abrabo wo sikasam ni yedie mu motumi adi pa bills microcredit or say financing your needs. Bills microcredit was financing your needs. Okay, 101.7 so any na yenko yenim na fi yenhwe ensem ba ko na bi no ewo ho na yensa ni ho so enkomo. Okay, 101.7 so any na Coa mixture and a Coa plus mixture and a Coa MT mixture. Drew. Na me de enchia sonko efi Coa Research and Manufacturing Company Limited for our Ebre 2016 and a Coa mixture ye launch the be adwaso na manfo mu gitu mu pa eno achi wa mu de Coa plus mixture ba ya eno de eno eye immune system support a support to immune system pa na ye kire se ye betimi akwa animu ayebi say ye de Coa MT mixture aba na Coa MT mixture no ye de treat malaria some a tribi yare ye wo malaria pa okwa wo se ope Coa MT mixture ye de treat malaria na ye de nim tree haban ene ye de formulate ne ye de aye no kuma pa shanen so na ye papa nom ye nananom edi nim tree edi dwuma hodo bebre na say ye de eno ne ye de aye ne ye twetwemu ne ye de aye Coa MT mixture de treat malaria let me abo pa ne aye no said ye be ya anya nwunu kane de no say nananom de nanom me odi ma na nwunu pa say de carefully ya ye ewo kwan a emfa so anya nwunu kora na bomodin nebra ne kopebi upese malaria chewa me pa ko test se ka se malaria waduro ni Coa MT mixture wo pendo do ato afa number 0244 72 66 11 0244 72 66 11 and 0591 56 57 78 0591 56 57 78 okay 101.7 sudi Yawa Henry Nana Boachi eye national organizer edima MPP Amanyoko osaye mrenim ni memwachi
Kwame mejuzo
na boko de
Judian Fandara ordinance wache
sesi anamene chairman general of NDC twinkomo ye Johnson Esedun Ketia no se mo pa se trick amoye enie mo share that the manifesto launch no akwa hye ebra ye voter exhibition exercise so that ye betwe ani afri electoral commission 1 abon on farmer political parties no ne niema bia aya papa mo mu na kese mo sheda edekwa ye next ya kan we ya ni afri we no so na ade ne kura mo koye no concert pa na mo koye
Kwame medawase amentia on chief on wasofo nyina na menkase jumadi no anu a ibeda chedi ampon asi so aboyenya ho ban se ye party pennyful free constituencies nyina mu 276 nyina eba baby fa akwa ye western region na nyina ne yaba yakọ dwumadi obiara ho anka ebisi me yɛnte asɛmbɔne biara meka sɛ nyame animonyam sɛ yɛnte asɛmbɔne biara so obiara sɛ to kwan asa akɔpɛ bi ofiri ɛba ma memmɔ party mpanimfoɔ nso aba so ɛnora mpanimfoɔ ɛno adeɛ kame akɔyɛ sɛ Ghana nyinaa MPP mpanimfoɔ nyinaa na ɛbɛhyia ɛwɔ ɛyɛ Western region no Western region has been very, very, very exciting. Kwame, Nukasam said they have boosted us very Omaji Fesho, Oma Kenya, Western region. Obekaya, a free a year, Baba, 3 continuous days of MPP presence in Western region, positive presence. Now, Saturday, and a year worker, a year Western region for Kraji Tumso Mubida. A year Western region, free Fija Junction. Edi Kupie, a year if you kuma astrotef. Now, me Kasenya Mani Munyamson said, baby, you did, you may be answer, baby, a part of MPP achievement. But I mean, as my came, is I was sitting here, mammy. Baby, you did, you may be a baby, a part of MPP achievement. Nti Saturday no walk no baby inya ekobo dompem we I don't know Yura running mate honorable Dr. Matthew Poku Prempe in the DNN na Yura in Japan ka ho Yura Jogate ka ho regional minister regional chairman benefo ahodo bebre ka ho we baby bi share na strictef no MPP in San Wejuma Yura Joseph Kuju no ka ho bi the constituency and the koye onwana MPP by Nam so the champion name for Astro. Very, very beautiful. If you ho entrance to baby, the bedi Yujuma. So we share the GSTS. Now we share Western Regional. One of the biggest auditorium I say a GSTS auditorium. So we share Unkunyano, where you are Kwame Krumah 3,000 capacity. This big auditorium, and headmaster no ekai. I say President Abahonum in Prensa, so we can one in Prensa. So now, President, that would come by him. Now, a diner on what be and two could dine one trouble anymore. This building was commissioned by Nana Adodankwa Akufuado. Very, very, very big auditorium. I know how you could do Jumadi, which MPP Yansano Ajuma, with the Yansano Juma and the Yamin Chadi, yes, a Chasso. Aba. Now, no Bakaya NDC for a quarter mile, a Colanchom campaign. Jubilee Park, Omkoyo, MPP in San Juma. A bride Jubilee Park, Ghana at Yura Kufabeso, Yedi Ghana at 50.
Ghana at 50, yeah.
And I see Jubilee Park, Nina, Sabrano, NDC forecast, Yura before Sabi, Akofa. Ghana Sika Bidia ya dear or mobile chromo set up commission, see if you film the Sika DB Jim Equity woman in the Kugua say, baby Cobordum, our Mokolanchom campaign, Safa Konomokoyeno, a MPP in San Juma, Omon Santori and San Cajon. Omon Santori and San Cajon. Omon Santori and San Cajon. Bami, they say, and Yemi one said, baby, they say, if I'm some Cocolanchom manifesto.
I think Kekusana.
And
me venue no
Kwame. And Yemi one said, baby, almost ever Quakoyan, and so have a MPP in San Juma. What do you hear? Yaino from the beginning, we have shown to Pani and say, yes, the achievement, no, and one, Yika, so unfasona. And Kwame to the main event itself. Fantastic. Yemo committee members are basso. Yamami Obushisa Kofi. She has shown to be Yamami Penia and experience no Unimpe. Because says she's done so well. Production team, committee members in Ebeda Obibia no Ase, Mia Munameka will be Uncle Man, Yunia Bafati, Miracles, Abena Santua. I can't be Charles Nitegu Tegu, a return. I can't be Akwesi Ajima. I can't be Dr. Jemima Ekahobi, Dr. Antoinette Tibudakon, and so Ekahon Ebi. I mean, Market National Women's Organizer, and so Ekahobi. And William Yamwa, Head of Administration and Finance, Haruna Mohammed, the General Secretary, Ekahobi. They've worked, in fact, they've been here for the past 3 days, and Nakran Buhe and Nedi. I told her, I say, you read Medibis Anna, and they home for even on the night before the main event, a lot of changes. I also, of course, were people even thought that it was too late, but no, we had to execute those changes. Solid performance so far. Kasa for also Kasa Abia, very solid. Particularly, you are another Danko Kufado dance deal with the far. You are Baumia, and then a bit tree a year. Dr. Matupo Kupempe, outstanding. Dance deal the far, very, very, very solid. You are Dr. Matupo Kupempe Kasa here on the day. Big speech, big delivery. In your hand. It is so far, Kwame Krumah from the organizers, the Manifesto Launch Committee, Yamame Obushi Sai Kofi Edano. It's been very good, and I know it's a Western region. I have a very good experience with the New Patriotic Party. It's a better, I'm paid many trade. A GNC school, no Paco say, yes, CC, your clean ho kama, a Jao Senia, a Beto no Pepe, a Bucrano, a Dibukra account, a new carpet. I could say, auditorium honum amamo, and now real no crampons and now, and why that I is happening to you at the mahom. And ra GSTS for Omeni Acadia, a year era and another Danko Kufado, and a era Alhaji Dr. Mamuba near the Jaumo, and he said all of them were fed. Umina, HD, Kama, and Momo, a very sumptuous meal. All of them, but there's no a year close to about 1,007. If you do win money, they are so happy. Oh, you know, you better headmaster and so name management. I say, so everybody Obia or Kahubia, there were subcommittees, there were people who came to help the protocol team. Almost protocol more a boy, my arrangement in your course with a domasi. Invitees, Nanano, Yamisha, diplomatic corps, Mumbai, Yamisha, your constituency chairpersons from all the 276 constituencies, they were there. MMBT, no more. All our parliamentary candidates from the 276 constituencies now almost war. That almost CEOs by more. The manifesto committee, they were also team in Sabusu. Solid work. They say, Omana, it's a Juma Akumuno and Yasemtetwa. On the day they were celebrated, all the committee members, subcommittee members, Onyana Omo Onombi, ministers of state, Ayana Omo, the BC occasion, Yadobi Bias, we are not sure, we are not yet Jumamuka Hobi, and the Jumadino, a year, Professor Miaka, and they say, and someone, a womb, and some pa. Are a womb, bold solutions. Now, a dear banner.
Now, and I may be said, highlights of the and some a woman, a bini the area of governance, economics, area of finance, and only the idea.
What you are, Baumia Casal can be said, or call around the country, Nimami and Sapana, a Ghana for Doma Kumasusia, a year condition. Of living conditions, Ade Akye Abia, and I be a quine, and so here a Ghana for ye pa. Na, it was a Comodina no dinano. A lot of it, I can say, majority of a center on job creation, how it be protecting your man, in fact, a numun a man can say, Wakanda, Bosetim. A beam or the flat rate tax ever, and a beam tax amnesty. Our deba, a brofocassia, but in Simunia Cacrevi. Kwame ye tutu taxing ya no bu ha o de ka be in fi kura be mi no ewe de penalties aka ho ebu ho mo ntimi ntua ebu because Kwame enche bia na fi covid mo ba no kwase me affect businesses yi it is all case all the idea so business is on one year you yin sika de aye adwuma yi wa Mamadu Bawumia say we all ban say obema obia se tax no wo penalty untua ye onya bape ye be wipe obia slate clean ye be twa obia ka odim ni nya start from zero Kwame ne tell say ene yin so no de bia taka see yimie ye tax net no e omo a omutu ato no e kakra bi kuma bi ntie miem ade a hero Bawumia achieve ene Ghana card de abe ene nyame card de Ghana card no ya connected to obia twin tax identification number it no first nanka omo a omo also mutu tax now so yentimi and capture omo within the bracket yem for mo mramu no Kwame now we share your population and just about 14% of your population of tax omo also mutu tax for mutu and then nyame card de yero Mamadu Bawumia ya ba abema yero na nadanko kufa do mano akonya mano so Ghana card mu ya enei de betimi aka se Ghana card ne padodo na anu se kura no ene omo a yetimi tax omo e ke kakobe 80% omo ntichemu at the watching 80%, which is a huge jump, meaning that now you have a lot of people waiting to capture within the tax bracket. Almost a tax amnesty, every man who comes from Quambam to the other Casampa, medical say in here, every baby farm. It you know, I'm your one now massive improvement in our tax regime and ever businesses because businesses will be now they can and Ade Akye Abia the new patriotic party MPP1 ye buy in your car in Pomudin Wasam and National Health Insurance Scheme ye de buy MPP2 sa buy no and the most audacious, in fact the most historically the biggest project ever to happen a health sector agenda 111 ibin sida sa ben biaba was me maybe me see even hospitals grow 20 at the same time and 30 at the same time ibin sida we there 111 hospitals me at the same time it being health and so no solid education MPP1 MPP2 we invested heavily in it the bia you do me so share covid a boy form any o share Russia Ukraine war affect businesses into regime biane ne o share kagete and yera Bawumia no or yet to lead is to solve say operation obedi ye nemu no de na o say oba no the solution saba into any businesses any job creation abe the anchor of our manifesto. In fact, that is the more reason why so he spent a lot of time Mofra or more big training in coding 1 million youth in coding.
And momo de ya mo ye and I know so no yeah NDC launch youth policy no one mo be training nipa na one mo discover
but ya kano UPSC the dado you know NDC for the semaka unia ofie na unia na sebe wabon a de bia o twan ma wako anim ansa na wo no wadi akire nti esa NDC for the abibia de bia na isi etu ye nan no ma hwe de so ti we no mo hwa se e be manifesto na ni omo so no e dia aye nsache bi kakse bi o mu di mu no mo dia ba esa na de bi o mo ye no nti en de nyem ho ba kokka this training of 1 million youth in coding very 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 important work you know you can UPS the data and some other time and some the baby on na you about me the kind aboswa and then anu asem a worker some can tax asem ni nyina no e ade a oka we the kan port asem say ampa the port na me no mkwenyi e ade a opa obehwe se enya ade a togo ho be attractive asem ade da so that you can attract a lot of revenue. He said it. There are so many things he has done already as a vice president. I should say, we lead Dampa. Now, there are so many things he can also do as a president. And you know what I know, or can I say, and you might be one year as a vice president. And indeed, let me say this. He is the only vice president who is championed such deep, detailed He's the only vice president. Obia mentioned the only. In fact, he's the most active, the most effective, the most vibrant, the most visible vice president ever. Ever. Nobody can dispute that. It is undisputable. The most active, the most visible, the most vibrant, the most competent vice president ever. Look, you can attack him from all corners. Oh, they almost see Brandon about Lion and Fabium and Kofun Tobium or one almost so much. You can't ultimate fast animano and era Baumian and that is a kind of person he is. That is the kind of person he is. You know, Enra, I'm happy, and yet be a policy at way in the coming days. And then my video will be I become awesome. But I'm happy with how the manifesto is targeting the youths, the Gen Zs. I am so excited, so excited, and how the manifesto intends to protect and enhance businesses. I am so happy about that. And I'm happy, and all the pundits in this is a detailed work. Yes, this is what we need. And Kwame, digitization is the way to go. Digitization is the way to go. And Yura, Jonah Jukumkufo, Yana Okaye, was it look, Bawumia is a person at the time, Abba. And he is the kind of leader we need now. If you ask the BS, digitization, you DBBA, Kwame. And that is what the man is championing. And already, what they can a lot of things, mobile money interoperability, and really, who never be and a wood chair, who easy the look, you don't have to go, why long queues, and not even my NHI first, Nanquaku, and some long queue, there be an alpha phone, papa, or my NHI app, or Tamale. Everything is here, life has become very easy. Kwame Krumah said, who bet not now, who bet just Abra, Kukasim. Ubeti mi atran no kuro no sekere ubedi dwa ofu Kumasi Central Market wa ga wonko hoda because of digitization where I was in the momo the Kwame he himself is tempting a lot of things and aboy pa Kwame di kaka say NDC die impo corporate the boy we have outperformed them road construction okay and that is even the more reason why and it being see that kwam ya nyema kese being see that baby according me ho say aban beba na wako procure and road construction equipment basic ones be shipi ya kwam ya nimbi nkura yi so kwam na nsen menim so betra akrai na isia no kwa so nko bi mu dia. But the room, I thought I do baby. Said the Pacrano, a dick car, my no bank, Romudi through the upper Pukesimu market day. Gabre, and every district piano, constituency piano cra. Machines bear in numerous in Sina, I did shipping. Kwame Nancy, I call even a Jusu book Massimono. We had a lot of requests from communities ebu ha omo si baby a omo refuse dump wo omo ball omo to ne magu no omo si anyina benkro no enti wo si pin ade kon wram ho kwa me mu hia dai omo hia machine kwa me enye se ye di shepi akwan nko awo kwa me eye bitumen kwan ni ade very expensive it is okay say wo twen ansa na bia wo kura benya bia kwa me bedin kwan bi won so aka anko ka ma moto kwenti mi mfaso but na yenya sa equipment e betimi shipi na makwan mu ada ho na yetimi afaso amana yi e bin sita kwa be niam akese na ben ya di ho ayaye wo kwa no hwe in the area of sports niam ayaye no niam akese say in all the 10 regions you be see youth resource centers say ya ba ya beto aso te be enan yo senum near pejam ko be 160 kwa me hwe University of Ghana stadium unam ho ane fe now kwa woni agi kwa so ye Ghana ni ko he boteman fe enya ma kese abai bia no wono ma wadi ma yi akwan se ye wura na dan ko gufa do aban so our legacy is nankasa no it is worth projecting your achievement and you worth projecting Kwame, you're Matthew Poku Pempekasi, it's very profound. Kwame, I was touched. My communicator, my party, Medimi party here, Kwame, and some more kind of do one, Makwako, and myself for. Kwame was say, a bra, Nanado Danko Kufado by her, or the free SHS by, and before then, not and grab 40,000 or her. Yes, so on results, Muwayek, so on release the other, on the school fees. Come on, school fees, no, Kwame, and as anyone in you will be. I've been to school fees, no. And this will be a real person called Faswa. Now, so you saw the results 40,000 no Kwame. Said no 40,000. What got for? As I'm saying, 40,000. Serious. And I hear my Osaka, some Osaka, Osaka, me be say COVID by and because I run a Minister of Education. You're more funny and crying it 6 months, Kwame. So I cried 6 months, man, we are over Papa. So, Oku school, no job at you continue 6 months. Accra school going 8. About 3 years, 6 months. But Kwame, the men card here. Nanado Danko Kufa to free SHS. And quite 6 months, meaning it's almost like schools are cushion. Kwame, that batch is one of the best results ever recorded in the history of Ghana. Yes, I'm saying. And quite a moment, overall, no quite a best student, West African, why it for you now, and quite a moment, and a Koja water. Profound testament. I mean, yes, young can't see a happy view, because in the end, you are seeing how much about an Jackany. I mean, I'm telling you, MPP. They are the brave changes. And it's here, Mahamano. On your other phobia, Oba. You want to sound what you might pay. A bra now, Russia. Ukraine war Maya na COVID and mine. Come you when is an Juma. A Mabrubuzana Juma was on your magician. A Juma for company was you more smart in Tinamuli of this. Russia Ukraine war and mine COVID and mine, yet they do so in some 5 years. It come because already won't come.
Mati. Mamma was a pan and missing and pass from yes, I'll say. Nana Boache Nana B, a national organizer, Edema Osunko Kwame Krumah with the Aban NPP. Okay, 101.7. So, oh, comment and now say WhatsApp message be Fafa number is so 0208 772 772 0208 772 772 0208 772 772 0208 772 772. Okay, 101.7. So 0208 772 772. What the first one? You can kind Eddie amount patcho. You can say free a text message. What the first one? You can kind so Eddie amount pa. Okay, 101.7. So end point homeopathic clinic. Dr. Duboatin na. Yarabia a chronic disease. What about Dr. Duboatin wa? Obeko the amount. Shannon so Yarabia a chronic disease. Ya kwankro. What about Obeko the amount? A diabetes. A epilepsy. A ulcer. And now we don't pay a real to two. If I finding in Abra and point to particularly. Obani Bema Mopa, your prostate problem. My moya ready and NHS on sa apart from a saying, Dr. Duboate endpoint, homeopathic clinic say Arabi. Now, as some da a woman in ye. What about the FDSU so? Now, if you didn't be a problem, whatever if you didn't do the amount, one man echo, or being funny area, my endpoint. Homeopathic clinic is Sapphire and San Chi and Coqua. Endpoint homeopathic clinic, what the homeopathy no. And a Saudi area emanako. Na what was Pinterest Road, Shell signboard, Accra. We'll be able to control to do a Ferrari Junction. Go straight to Rapogi Gardens for the sign to the clinic. Kumasi branch, Yakronum Abuya, Angel Education, the Chip, Takradi branch of Wanaji, and any police station, no, the Chi. We'll be able to Bono Techimai, Hensa, or Jasmine filling station on the opposite. And I will be able to Takradi Eziama, Shannon end point, homeopathic clinic. Dr. Duboatin Sebra, on Sayari. Now, Ansan and Wamamu 30 minutes, Obian fan friend. 0244 86 70 68. 0244 86 70 68. 0244 86 70 68. 0244 86 70 68. Fred Tadu Watson Cecilia. Fred Cecilia 0244 86 70 68. Endpoint Homeopathy Clinic. Alright, Charles Onya Wonto Bisu, a former Western Regional Secretary of the New Patriotic Party, was a parliamentary candidate for Isikadu Ketan constituency at the New Patriotic Party. Now you know entry and common. Brother, me chawa no pay.
Me jodo. What you want to say?
Boko bibia dana kwem papa.
I saw record papa.
Now manifesto launch e by e wo mumpesua so net say.
Medasi. Na ma for we free do. Ndo we free di bia no. Yo it kwana kwa America baby apa China opportunity. Came some time ago. I think 2018 China. And I think time difference about 8 hours or so.
Sure.
So now me tune mo. But that for them which is the baby station we doing it. By the way, the mobile baby I could be as a you know anyway, America crowd watching. 2 a.m. No, about 6 or that number. It depends on where you are. By the extra need fee. Okay, so it's sure.
We shall no papa.
Purchase that. What you can Western region for your better MPP and abandoning Nasi. As a was a bar a Western region. What you don't ask papa, you know so. On such a day, Amambunu, and so you can't papa. If you make a Western region, say, and Ghana, you've practiced federalism and I had to be able to better because I had a BPI within 50% of Ghana's natural resources, GDP, contribute to over 50%. Not to the Ghana and Western region. But I want to amount to the Ade Akye Abia. But and the MPP, no, you develop Western region. And see, manifesto now, or attestation of my order will be CBO Western region. Because you be Takwakwan GMPC Operational Center Wabaha, Basic Point Stadium and the MPP. Yakwan, Summer Boy, when you with the MPP, would develop them, your youth stadium or about to have power grants in or Babado. And see, Western region, not the MPP develop region, but it didn't for yet. I know that now, Baba was cast now, which and you don't answer. Now, manifesto launching whether operate which is there. Small woman, want to be down with freedom and cunning now. The only politics will be our center. What's the politics? Another was a banachi. Ubuhanese opera the Bakusku, Ubuhanese a Yujuma, Ubu also a quant into manifesto. One gas show, Wakumum, that Eshe, Nabutoji, when you didn't say the MPP, China, the Epidemic to Abba, Nakoshim, Boom, so your roots or your health. BPR is what I touch on. This is a manifesto which is the autumn about transform Ghana now. And the then flag bearer, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, some croquet, Menuaji, on the manifesto is Nina to her. Nesse a queer in you are into me away to her. And there, Nankopon to be a man, Massam, or someone so Nimbruma, to be a brass or class mercy, religious tolerance, and then for me, religious tolerance. Or Ghana, location Pope Kadamasam, the Ghana, you coexist positively. It means that honor Yankopon yi na ban Yankopon or tin so won ma Ghana ye yin cho han ya solidified within that in the development and so beden transformation of it nti yet nyame ase de we yi oye flag bearer am hen now let me become out till they become specific area because okay about tax reforms tax not bottlenecks no when you be I'm a tax amnesty I mean to below nti see ano see a clean state now what's why the amnesty no Kobia was working yashi moba na but you starting there on bema you no crazy way system no that ona made the day at because of no we tax but also baba name number and out to what they be it's why they chat for phobia ya forgive you America people offer forgiveness and I mean the economy wa forgive you when there's a chassis turn but mobia when your confidence in the system and all kind of tax amnesty no be about so and check okada for your mama one day so one can be pure sustainable but boy you know sustainable development I don't know you know see your man clean state fleet you start to use bottlenecks no now on my taxes for chase one where you did or a single line item to be honest the boom transparency no and young it is linked to the Ghana card. The Ghana card and other jurisdictions. I mean, there was a war about California and I didn't echo Britain to one part. Bunde, them Ghana card or today UK national insurance card number or to America's own social security. And the honor of trace will be Pianti, say tax, a disco abandon the matter or link to it, but Ubiara and Tasa Biaza. Okay, them digitalization. But MMs are moving day. Them taxi, but when now my taxi each year, they can be bureaucrat, so there'll be transparency in the system. But your road infrastructure, yeah, MMs are with mean there all the time. No, I don't know your parliament. Yes, we book but above all, Zoaka, I mean, because I document is that too. But you can see that there's a succession. Say, Mammy, okay, there. It developed Ghana in there. Another Ganko Kufadu, 2008, Okocha, President Fonabano, Oka, free SHS, Oka, NHIS reforms and them new one. You change the manifesto. Obinit Oban also a people's manifesto. No, I indeed, because why there, Ocean Nippon psychology, also Yendan and from far. But Dr. Mamuba will me also the bold decisions. The bold decisions in there. Sadly, when you can't put in Pakunas, can look on it, name for no call. You didn't free SHS there, and was why and then. What? No, ye, Moba. I mean, Yakasa, the women that me predecessor on your yet, you are Jugati. Or Casa Papa, also war on Fanspinoa. No, a head boy or the Debia Wab or Besak school for time was so I chose what school fees. What would you know that I know how the man non wager? What you know for the when you well later one friend there is school prefect and pretty book when you must in school fees. I have not done on the Kwame from class 3 and wasn't class 5. Internet one hour many more school like we mates and when you mates. But we do form 2 school fees into repeat because we into my exams. I never thought of that. But
me too.
Because you got to not trigger them the maximum for 2 more. Form 2 will repeat him. Maybe it's all when you close can work but when you demand. But neither them are born because minimaza namia but school fees into it means that the maximum applies to everyone else. But what everybody obviously that dabi on ye. Now after SOE. Now me time them be say for 1.5 with 1.6 or school. And to one another non sniffing and one another non school. See MMS in the manifesto near Zaba, yes, in there turbulence for economy years. But you be saying there and end decent to obey anything. Alternative na Java didn't obey because there were examples people Ghana ha yin the one kutum why here. On the middle manifesto na some the 2016 year 2012 manifesto no yin change rather than solidified for 2016. 2016 year we in so bond 2020 them so now a succession. Bond 2016 then do. And Dr. Bamian is so be then Ochadu. And I said, yeah, not this is the party that develops Ghana. It's about the able to us development in freedom. On any day, what is not a young coupon, Yatum Ghana for the two news, Walker and Cheddar. Meaning day, able to develop Ghana. I mean, me from was Dr. Buzia, and I started to do a tick tree. Come take the massam. The Rollins teaching project. Money woman, one political party or ban was in the matter because yes, a capitalist party, a number. You believe in the private sector being the engine of growth. Then this way more socialist. But then be some other social intervention couldn't why. NHS and so I don't want to you. Metro Mass, so I don't want to you. Mobile free SHS. Them dominions are socialist ideologies.
But Oma ya no say Obiba now obesisi hospitals. Emanko for etumi kwo ho a enye social intervention.
Oh, sir, on the same people's go back to infrastructure number.
But
infrastructure development. Nipa no obokom say schools nipa no okomo ba. Na kwa mam checho bibi ma budget na 111 do share. Ehun da work the bibi then them e-blocks no see no. Mam more two examples. Ko ba mi anko na ko Sankro. This group yeah. This group school no one population nankasa no won do 3,000 no. Ba mi anko so the mao. Then you go and build a secondary school, a day secondary school. Now, one of villages or proximity to all one. You see, you're wasting the taxpayers' money because Form 2, Form 3 nation will be uncommitted. Why didn't you then, SAC blocks, NC Form 1, if you are next boarding school account? So, Form 2, next Form 2, next Form boarding school account, no 1 year or 2, next 3 years or what will be seen for Waba. Then you go by me uncle school empty. In the man or say, Inti Opia will now approach or the Yazi. A boss more be about Uncle Bibia, we are now approaching, but yes and no, or a different young be disrespect and this fool, once were a gunner for. But in a brabable bar and this phone to Bible joined them party woman or a on a baby because I mean, no, but today I'm going to end this phone. Never shower, it was shower by that. I mean, the Maro by Sanya, because Ghana for pedamazon. I can want some, I mean, young men from the Makanya day, mess the day. About the Yabba Church, I ask him, yet to years our brassy church, I ask him, your shadow of a tea and I say, young found by in spite of the fact being in the eye, you may pin, young for two non cacasa. Young tell you buying Chona because your society says there may be or could I go now only. But that told one a chim of being tea, but also social intervention, what's why it be a yahtzee, also is hospital by hospitals. One Ghana had an Africa at a waste 30 hospitals at your Buddha. 30 Kwame. Now, agenda 111 Abba was here on my drinking in the midst of COVID. Oh, see, you need to 40,000. We are number other jurisdictions 50,000, 100,000. Young president Ossi, Nipa Nim Bugasi, Obamaskan Nimugasi, and I sustain the economy. Or you do a turbulence in Crawford Tatasi. People do organ when do 20,000. But epidemical. Call I don't know, 15 and for whatever. Nipa 250 we. The president Mama no do. In the pandemic, I know behind him now to other jurisdiction Crawford we non to able to manage it. One away with Yamin for currency because we to my Yami to my UP. I'm sorry to the McKay when they wish for a Yozi. But we managed to do something. And in the midst of that, when there are massive problem, personal, what do we do in future? The BB the Mesa, also okay, in here healthcare. Okay, agenda 111. So within that, there was a policy. Policy soon or implement so mean that about 50 hospitals to be ready. But as I said, if it's social intervention, a year 1, 2, 3, no, be 50. Into them 2 years, and as a 1 another for super money. But you are. Now, Miss the I bet your homework in the agenda is for that homework. Homework in free SHS. Them was a socialist ideology. Otherwise, no, I would to me when you Dana card. Yakwa, if you have them to test that. What may you saw a card group one thing. And Daniel Ben was the President Mama and the command. No, what's there? And John no starting that. So I am thinking that if you do, in Buyaba, more from a Piaco school. And they say, kind of Kwame, I would make some Mufuka. Now this got to make a one summer. In your bus, 32 seater, Ben 32 seater, and full from Kanishin and Buduha, and to us some Nanamoba. Monday, basic concern with card kata malo modo phone obi afọ phone I do catch you. This applies to information as it transform how you transmit information, that the knowledge about man opia ni more according to onye I mean anka me ye na ma me na me ndi na azin dabi o se the president ma wo ma no abeka dead or as se be dan work also on 2 billion and to own use for free ticket but as na the same person about na be John S dabi no me do a communication expert, but communication, everything that you say is verifiable. Internet customer then yesterday. In some ways, in them manifestly, in some moment there, actually there's a crowban me because MMS are woman me there. Ghana card, I know it will transform this economy. Because I mean, can on neck Luna, no what the paper I'm on a draw, net I people mobile. What about need to quay? Hey, sister Ghana card, air for total clothes with you. Would unique number was I'm on which you're today National Insurance UK. You see, that alone helps you get access to healthcare. That alone will get access to finance. That alone, in some Jonuma, you find this card can make a future brother. So population 140,000. With the Ghana card, you go to the youth segment where they in paying for more day. So almost a plan for development. You go to make them know the other jurisdictions. Them and I know socially normal demographics no hold. So okay, I had a population of 50,000. Every 50,000 in school safety. But this year population is 70,000. Into idea school public school count. That's for development, and I think MMS the Ghana cardinal or but and I know that the economy will expand. But once we have unity in this country.
Medasa no pay.
Nyamisho brother.
Nyamisho shall also. You Charles Onia won top BCU, a former Western Regional Secretary, Emma MPP. You say 1 year is Kadu Kitan, parliamentary candidate. Young Miss Somra.
Okay, FM 101.7.
Kind of way, tell you so the more money promo nabo.
Obia pesika, now so dear party pesisika. Sika bebre. For Hondom, tell us more money promo, net disika. Disika, na send disika bebre. For who Chimubi, a free, Niabayani say, load credits and our data. Nenya Konya di 1 million Ghana cedis. Which Resika Pudu on Ankasa. Debian na Washubia, a bit Cheska. Now Gonim Quay and Onaya 3 million Ghana cedis. And Snaho, that is staff of an house. And I send win call 500. And now for Telesol play up no sooner for who Chimubi. And Pandura reload no. Do who Jina and what's in Disika or Telesol more money promo. Because swallow Disika, a millionaire.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Mr. Shaka Crackdown, Sandra Toy, any Lamont Quine Caritas Lottery platform. No, so.
Mumbo Chrono number Kayan Wahamakasi. And I expect a bad day.
Ghana, a brand new DKY Night of Comedy and Music, a Basel 23rd of August 2024, Accra International Conference Center, 8 p.m. sharp, a great comedian summit. And me for Accra, when we be in passing near the Nyom Aji Gianni, a branch here, Amachi the day, a serious family or Chami Kwame, rap doctor, brother Sammy, my goddess, comedians are Ebebino, Dan Kwakuyabua, Obi and Ponsa, Foster Romanos, Anna Funny Face, MCs for this occasion, Ghana's biggest nose, Acrobato, Anna Clemento Suarez, our special guest for this show, Chairman General Kwame Sefakai. Ticket VVIP 500 Ghana cedis, VIP 300 Ghana cedis, Anna Poplar Stand 150 Ghana cedis. Ticket outlet Peace FM Abeka Junction. So press out to tickets ni bi our phone so Obaba star 844 star 290 hash. Headline sponsor Glyco free personal accident insurance cover. Our homo beer Obaba event TB. Stanbic Bank, National Lottery Authority, Midimafo Herbal Hospital, Dr. Time Daso, Omitel Global Limited, distributors of Motorola phones, Freight Masters Driving Institute, Yani Echo Kaka, Asa Joe Lances Amount, First Bank Ghana, Cherry Pine Farms Limited, Yaya Shito Konkonte Powder, and Amolomo, your packaging is so nice. Tabia Herbal Mr. Any Takum, Echo Furniture, the luckiest Simaf Cement, Anna Tontina 74, a Bonnie Pediano by free Yarweni now, a DKY Night of Comedy and Music, Ghana. This is the event of the year.
Kwame, me ya umwao. Me ba penyu no kane no woni made pa. Na so na nse boa no obon. Me dwene ho amenti ase.
Na so we dey simple gra. Fanuko White Stone Dental and Eye Care. Na yen checking anima no.
Oh, jai samani abrewate. Me ba bona me ka asmacho asme Fanuko Eye Care Clinic.
Na wonnim se enkwada bi wo no mo a. Wo de sua enko yie nyina no efi wani. Akwada bi wo a abra teacher ni kyira de no. Won hu ade ni yi. So wo tie anima na so wo tie akire. Eba ne sa. Fanabra White Stone Dental and Eye Care. Ni nya nhwehwemu mfa ne ni no. Oha bia entam se bebe ni esi ano ama no.
Ayampa o. Na sekro ni yade no eba emonka ye. Wadwe ye o se bibia ye fine. Wo be ko na bibia ka echi na wani sei. Na sekro masate se wono momoja broso na esi kire yade no. Aya na momoni yade pa.
Sabepepe. Onipa bia kra no afimu wan ko check up awani ho kra no. Enyem prenu. White Stone Dental and Eye Clinic say fa wono wabusua nyina. Ebra ni enya hwehwemu emfa moni ene mo se ho ohaw bia no ye behwe ni asia no e de amamo ye wo abafun fidie ultra modern diagnostic machines ahodo a ye de ye san hwehmu no ye dwuma efon so de wani wote enti ba ye beje o fel so White Stone Dental and Eye Care e wo East Legon ye be MTN office kese no free wo 024 225 1983 and 024 045 2992 White Stone Dental and Eye Care. Wendy Ano Kania.
Okay, FM 101.7.
101.7 so eni na yento aso na fe yenko ye nim mehwe message kakra mo de aba ye kenkan ma mo na yensa nto aso na yenko obi send by say ese ye lines na ebriki omo eye ho adwuma omo ye ho adwuma eni pakro Paul from Kaswa Rock City iguswa ye ho adwuma em said the same thing now obi so safre was say on tidie unia Charles bisiu can line no reception no meyi we the other buy me pa ya na mudimudin no aka ho was see me Kwame Krumah was me de yenyin tumi say MPP the best party so far the betim de Ghana akọ nanimu enti yenye na yenyin tum sa na was say obia wo abrochie bia di ho adanse se sanity was say menka de NDC for betumi aye kunya bibia enka omo de power no mpe yo also the out the buy no where the out buy or say where the out buy or say Michelle MPP party no a forward looking party or kind now what me a problem solving ideas for Ghana as when this year the least said about them better honestly the out buy no messages no eguso ba oblite come or say Dr. Baumia's manifesto launch has marked a seismic shift in Ghana's political landscape and scoring his status as the sole standard bearer of hope for the nation's future. His visionary blueprints has united a sense of optimism, convincing many that a Baumian-led administration is the only viable pathway to Ghana's transformative development. And also, I don't know. Master Red, where your Facebook comments now making can. Master Red, Kaswa Zongo aka Hawafa. With the MPP manifesto launched yesterday, we reasonable Ghanaians have contrasted, and came out that MPP is the best and visionary that will move Ghana forward. Therefore, we shall vote for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and hard-working Honorable Minister Howard Kumsin because it's possible. Master Red Kaswa Lydia Odeba Henu. Sami Boache from Isaman Kese. Lydia watching was a Professor lunch and was a great day. Na Abema Ghana Fonso at me a coming. Sami Boache Odeba and Macan. They are Muslim children, baby. Children, baby, Madaruma. Was see your feminine J. A.K. Mystical. Kwame, what could we are singing? Watching we are say sometimes, young men this when you know no any policy of the MPP. You, Matty. Okay, 101.7. So any me share message nibi nafi yankin kanko afi my bad text message wait me send ya ba 0208 772 0208 772 772 when the same thing was me the Thomas Ewu Aletu from Enzima half a cine was the MPP manifesto no emwa obia Ghana ha kenke kwa mumya nwene ho na manifesto e de be ni mo de osi bibia enim I was a Kwame Krumah Tikese me did from Agboba about this campaign of digitalization no authority for no solution e fa se ya na bi wa entan timi nyadwuma de na ese ye osi nyame nhira o yate we de ne ode ba na osi Ade a napu for my day. I'll see. Mr. Radio Host. Patrick catch Dr. Baumia said napu for no. Music and woman triaka now, Elusugo MPP. Meaning, in Tria, not quite so much a baby. Where the other bios now? She say MPP for on the first 15 minutes ministers, Anne Sana, His Excellency Dr. Mamu Baumia Aka. Was it meeting the Togbe Eduji from Volta region? Okay, FM, you are the best. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. What the bar? You can come on. 0302. Sorry, 0208 772 772. 0208 772 772. What the bar? You can come now. So amount. Now, Okroye Boa, Breman Benin. Was on your betrayal French, c'est ça. It is that. That. Oh yeah. Okrosa will take French pa. Okay. Where the other buy or see MPP anytime be a free education without e-block. Come to me aye. Or just say come ama so see a year e-blocks na. Ke free education come to me. Now you to say also money at MPP a policy. Samini from Nkwanza South, Bunu East. And now also the about here. Was a good morning, Kwame Krumah. Fact, MPP for Oma Feli Ghana. 2024, you made your Mafio, your family Maxwell Coffee, or Santa Maria. And now the buyer. Where the other buyer is Kwame? And I watch analysis no better manifesto, no. A better power Ghana, power, Mama Teki, informed decisions. Was say, near my work, said, MPP for no and no mabe fa NDC for no mabe MPP for no one more no till next and also the one no okay 101.7 so in you go so amano etwitwa isi de nemo menyen kakra kra Okay, 101.7. So in ye na yanko yanim na afa ye ni enkomo obi e the message aba ni dia obisa ne se no awa hu se yeru Baumia akasa e de afa dollar no ho dollar no ankasa fam ti yemu se MPP for man ye fam o se o de komla from Madina o se mi musa na na bi enso enfama no mensa kakrata press statement and I sent for immediate release. Further information on the much anticipated launch of the 2024 manifesto of the NDC. The National Democratic Congress, NDC, announces for the information of the general public that the party shall officially launch its manifesto for the 2024 general elections this weekend. Nature said, or say the event, you know, a Saturday, and Jofos, and I'm one man's auditorium of the University of Education, Winneba. Once by your central region, and Saturday and this for also campaign launch, and also Airbaso. Okay, 101.7. Young boy, Ora Andy can come a year editor, Emma Informer, the Bocrata. I'm glad you watching. Now, what to say?
Oh, Kwame. At the party there, I said that, and at the more board there, should be on Ponyankopon.
And I wouldn't see. And I would meet and I will share MPP manifesto lunch in summer. Dr. Mahmoud Baumia editor, some of the highlights. What to meet ye?
Kwame, that's it. Need you much here for. Kwame, because we all contribute to this whole process, and I mean governance. We are also some key part of the key stakeholders in this whole architecture.
And so, yes, Mr. The Vice President and Standard Bearer of the ruling party, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the two Yebe Bobomu, and she said, and some of the two and the national development planning agenda and a policy. I mean, I've always maintained that these party manifestos must align with the national development agenda of this country. Otherwise, we cannot breathe life into the Chapter 6 of the 1992 Republican Constitution of this country, which is under the principle of what? State policy, the directive principle of state policy. There were a party manifesto aligning with the NDPC and a minor development agenda. I don't think that a party will come into power and say that I have to abandon a project here, I have to also do something to show off and blah, blah, blah. So, yes, I heard the Vice President making that promise that some amendments will be due to some relevant acts to ensure that party manifesto will be aligned with that of the NDPC. Yeah, I've grabbed a copy, I've fetched a copy of what he presented. We'll interrogate it so as to help Ghanaians make informed decisions. I think, sir, in a couple of weeks, the NDC will also outdoor or unveil there.
Saturday,
yes, having that of the youth manifesto last week. All I want to say is, listen, nobody is going to sacrifice this country on the altar of political power because you want to win power, and so you want to make some promises that you cannot redeem. We'll interrogate whatever they put out. Said they are Ghana for. We'll make some decision. It's about Mother Ghana. It's about building a better Ghana, devoid of one's race, religion, let me say financial status in society. With that class society, yes, you cannot take it out. Omai Mudia, Obebe Wosika Cheminia, Sia Kwame Wosika Chemi, Basemi Unia, that is it. But given the resources of state, we must entrust the resources of state into the hands I usually judiciously to the benefit of all. Where in the 21st century, Ghanaians will not be drinking from the sole source with animals. Where in the 21st century, our kids, brothers and sisters will not be sitting on a bare floor in the class. That is what saddens me. And so when people get an opportunity or the privilege to serve this country, and they think that they are the best that has happened to this country, they must revise their notes and say this to the Marines. I mean, in a couple of weeks, yes, some of us will be done with some, and then we'll come to the space proper to also contribute very well. Discussions, many more Canada, anytime about family. If the studio will come and help, it's about the well-being of the people of this country. Our people are struggling to put body and soul together. If we want to go and let leaders who will help this country, we are not going to let them to come and satisfy their whims and caprices and just get away with it. No. I mean, we will also try our part and put our leaders to their feet in terms of accountability. So, Kwame, yes, in the coming days, weeks, months, yes, political parties, they will come out with promises. It's up to us as media practitioners, governance experts, security analysts, and whatever, all social commentators, all in the space. I mean, you just read a test. Okay, I'm free. The Indians talk with the Indians. You are the best. Yes, it's because you inform, educate, and entertain people. Issues that let me say the sun fails to reveal, the earth okay will throw it out. So let's see more. Yes, manifesto. No, we'll delve into the manifesto. We'll ask the critical questions, and answers must be provided. It's not going to be the normal talk show, the normal rhetoric and whatever. No. Then at the end of the day, no, kind of problem will say, oh, giving the opportunity to candidate A and now B, no. And in this case, the track records will also help. The track records of all the candidates, what they have said in the past, what they've done in the past. And so we'll just support these things and help Ghanaians to come out with the best of decisions.
Now, Mami Shay, a near baby issue of governance, our boss so said, what we say election of DCs, no, any MCs, no, a so, issue of tax, say, Wabema tax amnesty. Now, you start on a clean sheet, will be out there, a bank biano, bra, Yanya Nafe, port on some or in some for education, and you might be bring, say, what from send it to you.
Well, and now I'm in here, but I if I heard you right,
yeah,
you were talking about tax amnesty.
Sure.
Now, I mean, I think your tax competition is very, stressful. And you see, something ought to be done about it. Something ought to be done about it to make our ports attractive once again. We are losing it to our neighboring Togo. The Lomé port is just becoming so busy because of the what? Taxes are mutia and the cumbersome process that people go through in filing tax. And I heard the vice president saying, listen, we are going to harmonize it and make sure, sir, by the click of a button, it is done. I mean, that is what we want. What they are saying. And some of the taxes now, yes, if you do some small business, newspaper, where you giving some small advertising, I will go charge like 21% too. And then you wait, and I wait, and I'm breaking it down. Into more funny in a moment. Now I'm casting your coach tax. VAT now you have 15%. Now what you tell me to and I think, sir, Waka, family, we've all been to the class, we've all gone through the books. Tax avoidance, yes, is illegal. When you are able to use systems to, manipulate it to your advantage in businesses, tax avoidance is not illegal. It is the evasion that the state will have a problem with you. And in order to encourage people to pay tax, yes, it's a tax system, it shouldn't have a toll on people like that. Very difficult when they do business and at the end of the day, tax is difficult. It's not healthy. I'm not saying that we shouldn't pay tax, but you do it, business maybe are running business, and to not go into the tax. If we are able to do that, there will not be any tax avoidance. And Kwame, you see, I continue to say this, and I say it to the glory of God and to the memory of the late President John Evans Asamoah. You know, the work that the Professor Albert Kojo-Fiajo's commission did, that 10-member committee, right, about reviewing the Constitution, who kind the white paper now, as a president, he's prepared to pay tax on his monument salary. So if the president of the republic says that he's prepared to pay tax, who am I? And he can come not to pay tax. So leadership by example. So our leaders too, you see, going forward, our leaders too must tell us, those who are benefiting, those Article 71 office holders, those who are benefiting, they should tell us that they are also prepared to pay tax on their emolument and salary. President Mills, it is captured in there. Kwame, and Yamina me imported the Biabe white paper more. It is in there that when the commission approached him for his comments, also says, I am prepared to pay tax. So, this is just food for thought for those vying to assume the highest office and to the two major front runners. They should tell us something in that regard, whether they are also prepared to pay tax on their emoluments and salaries. They should tell us. But Kwame, I can tell you, I know where you see the volume of information about her. As for our tax system, the tax regime currently, it is not helping businesses, and in fact, something ought to be done. And so, if all the standard bearers are making promises, the political parties are making promises, we would also have to interrogate it and see those that are practicable, right? And yes, just to throw that into the eyes of the people because you want political power. The time, those days are past. We interrogate it, and when we realize that it is something that is just a political gimmick, just to hoodwink the people of this country and get power, listen, we expose you. That Amagana, Yawuni, Abushan Fodia, and it won't be run like that. So, Kwame, I think we'll be looking at it. The Galamsey issues, how our resources of state will be, natural resources, our forests, our water bodies, how will they be protected, right, from the ravages of Galamsey in Asifo? Because I'm a Macau, Ufemia, member, so that without collective responsibility, we all build the better Ghana that we want.
Mame na was no pay.
Kwame, say akaba ko ha ekwan. You must redeem your promise.
Mate.
Amen. Go.
And it's redeemable. Amen. Orandi can come here, editor, Edima Informa Democrata, you know, I train come okay 101.7. So in the text message Odiaba was say good morning. Your friend Prosper because free Katapon was say what a fantastic manifesto lunch. The Baumia was so proud say where Ghana was no Baumia, no vote for anyone else in this country. Any day or the Abano. To bet me the old Abba, the Akin kind Eddie amount 0208-772-772. Message and WhatsApp message and answer text message. Ubetim the Abania can kind amount. Or say, Fuseni Sally Fukaswa Zongo. Or say the energy crisis in the court. Nina Ejina, a bench share the gum, or say or that. Abaya say Wabomodin says energy crisis no, or Masobu Eddie Ewie. Okay, 101.7. So any or cry your boy, Breman Benny. Need you by no say was one more my argument to say Yama and Kuala one free rich homes in 3 free senior high school, the same Kofona and Wamsa can say one bay introduce free fees for all level 100 university students. Look, was it and idea it and yes, me didn't want to ye into one check my mirror. Was it more tidy in a boom Kwame Krumah? Was it a month ye? One air can Kwabena bar, dear, or the buy, I don't know. Okay, 101.7. Yeah, I'm man any way, I'm man any way. Now, yeah, Ponanessa. Yeah, Ponanessa. Mossy, good morning, Kwame Krumah. Your show does not only educate. Name a Syria about Yamisha Mapa Moye. Namidia, the concern in a former President Mahama. Was it other than every election be an or different policy and a contest? I said the time, Mr. Tieno. Now, nature and Yanadiano and your photocopy and oh, yeah, young sorry so. Now, What is some bow? Yeah, I'm sorry, sir. From Radio was son who Kwame Krumah Tikese. Mamma Yamunitia, a Gianado. Mamma, your mamma,